My entitled daughter threw a tantrum over her new convertible. My wife backed her up and blamed me, and they treated me like garbage for trying to set boundaries with them. So I packed my bags and taught them both what real loss feels like. When my daughter Chloe was a teenager, I was desperate to buy her love. It's what my own dad did with me, so I always thought that's just how you showed your kid you loved them. But looking back now, I was turning her entitled and spoiled. It started small. A new phone here, designer heels there, nothing too crazy. My wife Vanessa used to be my partner in all this. She supported me spoiling Chloe, but somewhere along the way, she switched sides. They would team up on me about things like paying for a new trip with her friends or a doubled weekly allowance. I didn't realize how bad it had gotten until Chloe's 16th birthday. Vanessa and I spent weeks planning it. We bought her a brand new red convertible, the kind of car most kids would dream about. We kept it hidden at my brother's place and even bought a big gold bow to stick on the hood. I thought she was going to cry when she saw it. Instead, the second we walked her outside and she realized it wasn't my car sitting in the driveway, her whole face dropped. She didn't even try to hide it. She crossed her arms and said loud enough for all the neighbors to hear, "This is so basic. I said I wanted Dad's car." The red convertible just sat there in the driveway, gleaming in the sun, while Chloe stormed back inside. I remember feeling this pit open up in my stomach. I didn't even know what to say. I looked at Vanessa, expecting her to help me talk some sense into her, but instead, she just gave me this tired look, like I was the one being unreasonable, and followed Chloe into the house. That night, Vanessa cornered me in the kitchen. Her arms were crossed, and she had that look like she was dealing with a stubborn child. She told me I needed to stop being selfish, that it was just a car and I could easily replace it. She said, "Why do you always have to make things difficult? She's your daughter. You should want her to be happy." I tried to explain that my car wasn't just some thing to me. It was the first major thing I ever bought after working my butt off through college. It meant something. Vanessa just rolled her eyes and said, maybe if I really loved Chloe, I would show it. Then she walked away. The next week was hell. Chloe barely spoke to me unless it was to ask for something. Vanessa was cold too, like I had personally betrayed them both. The red convertible sat untouched in the driveway like this giant reminder that no matter how much I gave them, it was never going to be enough. I spent more time at work, just to avoid going home. My buddy Greg noticed something was off and pulled me aside one day. I told him the short version, and he just shook his head and said, "Man, what lesson are you teaching her if you give in?" That hit me harder than anything anyone had said. The final straw came a few days later. I came home late after a long meeting. I walked through the front door and immediately knew something was wrong. My sedan was not parked straight in the driveway like it always was. It was crooked and way closer to the bushes. My heart started pounding before I even got close. When I did, I saw it. A long, ugly scratch down the side of the passenger door. I rushed inside and found Chloe sitting on the couch like nothing had happened. I asked her what happened. She didn't even flinch. She just shrugged and said, "Well, if you weren't being such a jerk about it, I wouldn't have had to take it myself." I was so stunned I could barely get the words out. I looked at Vanessa thinking she would at least be upset about the damage, but she just defended Chloe. She said, "It's just a stupid car. Why do you care more about that than the fact your daughter ended up okay?" I swear something inside me just snapped. My hands were shaking. My chest hurt. I told them both to sit down because we were going to have a real conversation whether they wanted to or not. I told them about what that car meant to me, and when I did, Chloe looked